Welcome to the second part of the Royal Cooking lesson. We're going to see if we can use what we learned in lesson 1 to help us answer some more difficult questions. First, let's just do a really quick review. If I want to make a number half as big, I divide by 2, and that's making 2, or splitting a number into 2 halves. And if I want to make a number 3 times smaller, I divide by 3, or sometimes we call that thirding a number, because we're splitting it into thirds. You can probably see the pattern. If I want to make a number 4 times smaller, I divide by 4. So let's start with this one here. 90 people come into a restaurant and they need to be shared around 18 tables. I'm trying to work out how many people will be around each one. Well, to start with, I'm going to see if I can think of a problem which might help me answer this one here. So I'm going to see what happens if I divide both these numbers by 2, make them half as big as what they are. Okay, well, 90 divided by 2, that would give me 45 people. And if I want half as many tables, half of 18 is 9. Now I can already see that I've now got a problem which is much easier for me to answer. 45 divided by 9, that's on my tables. I'm thinking 9 times what equals 45, and the answer is 5. So if I have 45 people coming into a restaurant where there's 9 tables, I must fit 5 people around each table, which means if I had twice as many people coming into a restaurant, but there's twice as many tables, I'd also get 5 people around each table. Let's have a look at another one. This time I've got 120 people coming into a restaurant, but at this restaurant I'm going to have lots of tables. I'm going to have 24 tables. So just like last time, I'm going to see if I can think of a question which will be able to help me answer that. And I'm going to I might try halving again. So make that 120 half as big, that'll be 60. I did that by dividing by 2. And I'm also going to want half as many tables, and half of 24 is 12. Well, that's a little bit easier for me to answer, but I'm still finding that quite hard, so I might see if I can do it again. I'm going to have 60, which will give me 30, and I'm also going to halve the amount of tables that there are, so instead of being 12, there's now only going to be half as much. There's going to be 6. And I like the look of this question. This looks much easier for me to answer. 30 people shared between 6 tables means I'm going to get 5 people around each one, which means if I had 60 people around 12 tables, it would also be 5 at each table, which means if I had 120 people shared around 24 tables, there would also be 5 people around each table. Let's see if we could have done that question in a slightly bigger jump. I'll do the same question again over here. 120 people coming into a restaurant where there's those 24 tables. So now I'm thinking of another problem which might help me answer this. And instead of dividing both sides by 2, I'm going to see what happens if I made both sides 4 times smaller. So I'm going to divide by 4. Well, 120 divided by 4 is 30, so I'm imagining a restaurant where there's only 30 people coming in. Now if there's 4 times less people, I'm also going to make sure that there's 4 times less tables, so I'm going to divide by 4 over here. 24 tables divided by 4 means that there are 6 tables at this restaurant, and you'll notice that where I've got to here is exactly the same as where I got to in this step, so I'll write in the answer. 30 people shared between 6 tables means I have 5 around each one, and just like we found over here, the answer is 5. So you notice that over here we were able to do it all in one step because I decided to make both of these amounts smaller by dividing by 4, whereas over here, first of all I divided by 2 and I got something which was still a little bit hard to answer, so I divided by 2 again over here. Both good ways of answering it, but you can probably see this one here is a little bit quicker if you are able to spot that pattern. If you need some more help with this lesson, check out the Teacher Tools website where there's some more PowerPoints and other videos which might help.